Hi everyone, welcome to History 109. This is our course tour video to help you guys get acquainted with Blackboard and to learn where all the important information is that you're going to need to start the course. So pretty much everything you need is on the left-hand side here. It's all pretty self-explanatory. We have our syllabus, the introductory videos, your textbook information. The course schedule here is literally just the reading schedule, copy and pasted from the syllabus. So if you just have questions about dates or the reading assignments, you can just go into the course schedule and it'll be right there for you. Now, Hallway Conversations, a little less self-explanatory. So Hallway Conversations is a great resource for you guys to ask really informal questions in a way that you don't really get to in online classes, the way you do in on-ground classes, when before or after class, it's easy to come to the instructor, ask a question about when something is due, something you need to know. Anything like that is where you can post in Hallway Conversations. If you have a quick question about a due day, about the reading, finding something on Blackboard, or even if you want to learn more about a certain topic and want reading suggestions, anything like that, feel free to post in Hallway Conversations. The really helpful part about this section of Blackboard is that students, you guys, can reply to the questions there. It doesn't need to be just me. So it can be a lot quicker than emailing and a lot less formal. So feel free to answer what you know about when something is due or where something is for the course. If you have a personal question or concern, you can obviously email me. But Hallway Conversations is just for quick things that you might just need a little bit of a reminder on. So I encourage you to check that section frequently. So on to the rest of the content here. Each week we have a new unit, as you can see on the syllabus. They're pretty much the same things required for each unit. I apologize because for the first week here, you guys do sort of have two units. The introduction is like a mini unit. It's structured the same way as the rest of the units, and at the end of it, you're going to post a discussion board introducing yourself. But that is the only week that you guys will need to do that. The only extra reading you need to do for it is the readings. The syllabus, of course, as we see here. Followed by that, you have a quiz every week. The quiz for this is just on the syllabus, so it's really, really simple. It's not going to take you long. You only need to do one introductory post for it. So that's the introduction. This is the only week you'll need to do sort of two things at once, but again, really not much extra work for you guys at all. Here's what the rest of your units are going to look for here. This is Unit 1. You're going to see we have pretty much the same, it's the same structure for each week. You'll have the readings assigned here. You'll have a lecture video to watch. Again, if you guys didn't catch this in my Meet Your Instructor video, these lecture videos are done by a colleague of mine. His name is Pete Van Cleve. He teaches a lot of online sections of 109, and his lecture videos are really great. So he's provided them to me for you guys' use, and I think that they will really help you guys get more out of the reading than you would if you were just reading on your own. Along with the lectures, there's always the lecture slides posted in a PDF afterwards. This is just so if you want more detail or if you miss something that's gone over really quickly in the lecture, right, that's easy to have happen. You have the lecture slides here that will hopefully provide a little bit more detail for you. I welcome and encourage you guys to take notes on the lectures because you will be tested on that information as well. So, normally here at the bottom, there is a Unit 1 quiz. You guys will see that. It's just because this is before the course has started. The Unit 1 quiz isn't going to be available for you guys yet until the course actually starts. So keep in mind, the quizzes are short. They are just 5 multiple choice questions. On the reading, there were 25 points. You're welcome to use your notes. So shouldn't have any surprises or anything for you guys there at all. Now, the discussion board is going to be the main part of our class here. You can get into the Unit 1 discussion through the unit. If you also are somewhere else, you can always just go into here on the left, group discussion board. You guys will be sorted into units, or groups, I'm sorry, not units, by the end of the week. We're just waiting for those first few days when we have a lot of people dropping or adding. That can make groups really confusing. So for now, I encourage you for your first responses to just save them as a Word document and then upload them when your group becomes available. So we'll just pretend we're group 1 here. You're going to go into Group Tools, Group Discussion Board. That's where you're going to find the prompt for each week. So you have your introduction, that's where you'll be introducing yourself. Unit 1 discussion is sort of formatted like the rest of the units. When you go into the thread, you're going to find that there are several questions here. You do not need to answer all of these questions. I cannot emphasize that enough. You have 2 response posts due each week. You have your original post, which should be about 250 to 300 words, and a response, which should be about 150 words. Your original post is due Thursday night, and the response post is due Sunday night. So again, when you do this, make sure you know that you don't need to answer all these questions. They're meant as guides. They are just supposed to get you thinking about different types of questions based on the reading. You should stay relatively on topic, right? You're explicitly discussing the chapter and not just summarizing. But your conversations and these prompts can be the primary drivers of conversation. You'll see that everyone is responding to the same thread that we have here, that I'm the author of, and then you guys will basically, when you want to start your reply, go in here. I encourage you guys to have things in a Word document as well, and then you can just copy and paste into Blackboard because it can be kind of temperamental at times. So that's how you guys are going to be writing your responses. Before you write your first discussion board, I encourage you guys to read very thoroughly the discussion board guidelines over here on the left. Discussion board guidelines let you guys know exactly what I'm expecting for each of your posts. They're worth 50 points each, so your initial post is worth 30 points, and then your response post is going to be worth 20 points. Here is the rubric that you guys need to take a look at to make sure that you are following to get the most out of your posts. This is the criteria I'll be grading your posts on, and this will help you if you have any questions about your grades as we go along to help improve your writing and the quality of the discussions that we're having. So look this over, make sure you note that you do have to cite the readings, at least one of each. So keep in mind, otherwise you're going to lose easy points. And again, as long as you looked over this beforehand, you'll have a good idea of what I want in your discussion posts. As far as organization of the course goes, you will see here that you can only see the first unit and the introduction, of course. It's because I purposely only show you guys 1 week at a time. Now, that might sound kind of annoying, depending on what kind of person you are, what style of working you have. I chose to do this because I found that it's really easy for online classes to feel disorganized or disjointed, and I really want to make the structure of this class feel as much like an on-ground class as possible. So revealing only 1 week at a time helps us focus and make sure we're all on the same page. It also helps you from getting overwhelmed having to track different topics. So that being said, I know that depending on your schedules, you might have a lot more time to work on the weekends, maybe not, but just in case. You will have access to each new unit starting every Saturday. Even though that week will not technically start till Monday, the unit and so the lecture videos, that sort of thing, will be available to you on Saturday. So you can go ahead and check on Saturdays if you prefer to not. You're not going to work over the weekend. You can, of course, wait till Monday to start the next week. So after we finish our Unit 1, you'll see that you guys have access to Unit 2 Saturday on, what date is that? The 17th, because we start on the 20th. So that's the reason where you guys don't have access to everything at once, but don't worry, it will really just keep everything a lot more organized. I will just quickly, and you guys, we don't have them available yet again because 1 week at a time, but there are 2 exams for this class. They will be listed over here on the side and Mr. Units, so you won't have any worry of missing them. You can check the syllabus for when they are, just a midterm and a final. That will be a combination of multiple choice and short answer questions. So you don't need to worry about that yet. I will be sure that you all are aware as that date becomes closer. So just to wrap up, I'll remind you guys that hallway conversations where we started earlier can be very helpful, so you can check frequently and feel free to ask any questions you may have there. I'm also always available by email. I try as best I can to get back to everyone in 24 hours, although often it will be much shorter than that. Very available by email. Because I know our class moves so quickly, I want to make sure that our response times are quickly, and then I get everything turned around to you guys as quickly as possible. So thanks, and that's it for our course introduction. Welcome to History 109.